Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. I hope you can hear me. Write me a note, make sure you can hear me. Just a quick, it's just anyone. Hi, Tamara and Elka and Melinda and Joy. Got Sandra. Welcome. Let me know. Oh, thank you. You can hear. Yes, awesome. I'm excited too, everybody. I'm very excited to be here on this Friday, and Phoebe's here. Yay! All right. So everybody's here. So I have a cup of tea today, a nice little cup of, I think it's called throat coat, because when I talk at these lives, I end up getting hoarse sometimes. So I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and have some tea. And I'm going to, well, I'm not going to light these because I should have lit these before we started, but I wanted to just kind of play with these. Have one of these on anyway. There we go. Give it a kind of like an ambiance, right? So welcome to today's live. We are going to do, of course, holiday inspired gifts. Very simple, but very elegant and fun. I've got quite a few things I want to show you today. So I want to get started and just want to, yeah, get started. So as you know, over the past few months or past year, I've been doing a lot of jelly printing on the washi papers. And hello, everybody. Evelyn's here, Jean's here. Yay. So I just kind of collected some of the papers I thought would be really pretty for these luminarias. And they're mostly made out of the 6JM or the large pad of our washi paper and the smaller pad and some of the usagami tissue because it's, if I don't know if you remember this, but when I did this little live, oh, I don't know when it was, but I love this, and it's going to be a really fun base for the luminarias, and it's nice because they're sort of translucent. So I picked papers that you could see through, and I can't. You don't see this now, but basically, I look through the light in a window and see if I can get some light coming through because all the candles and the luminarias need to have, they look best when there's a sort of a nice translucent paper. So I picked papers that are translucent, tissue paper. Basically, I kind of went through my stash, and I've got a lot of stuff. And I also cut little pieces out. I also painted actually stamped some gold tissue paper, some gold usagami, and I'll show you kind of what I did with that. And got this just in case I want to do some collaging on one of the luminarias. But these are just my papers I've been kind of saving for this occasion because they're kind of holiday looking. There's a lot of color. Joyce is here. Hi, Joyce. Lots of holiday colors and lots of metallics and blues and whites and snowflakes. So just kind of wanted to keep that, um, kind of holiday looking. And then some of the things I might even decorate some of these papers. They're not finished yet. There's one I just spied a second ago that needs a little bit of work, a little embellishment. So I'm going to bring this out because it's tissue paper, but I wanted to add something to it. But I'll do that in a little bit. But this is just some tissue paper that I splattered, and I don't remember what I splattered that with. But anyway, it's I think some inks and stuff. But I want to show you how fun it is to splatter using our sumi inks. So what I'm featuring our papers, of course, that are already decorated, and also I want to show you how I'm having a lot of fun with our new sumi inks, our new metallic sumi inks, golden. We've got gold, copper, violet, red, blue, green, and silver, and even white. And I think white would look kind of nice as like a snow kind of thing. I haven't tried it yet, but I think I'm going to try. So I'm just putting those off to the side. I need to clear space here. But what I'm going to show you today is kind of like my little process of making gifts. So I actually earlier, a little while ago, actually a few minutes ago, I started to make my little. These are gift tags and things. There'll be things to go on the backs of some of the things. You've seen me do this before, but I added a little metallic, some of the sumi ink to it. And that I love what happened here. I added the gold sumi ink. This is some glittery watercolor, but in these three, I added the gold sumi ink, and I loved what happened. The gold sumi ink made the color spread. It just pushed it out of the way, and it really looks really cool. So yeah, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love the sumi ink because it seems to be maybe the pigment particles are heavier and then they're more aggressive. They push out the stuff. Same thing with this on the green. It pushed out the color. So I did these, and these are my little gift tags. And of course, I just cut them out with my scissors, and I make a pile kind of like this, just to be ready to be put on whatever I'm working on. So here's one of the little rectangles with a thing in it. Here's some of the gold sumi ink that pushed out of the way. I just love these, and they're ready to go. So I like to put them away in a little, just kind of put them off to the side as little appetizers. And so that's using the watercolor paper, and I prefer to use the hot press watercolor paper because you can do better lettering on the hot press. And our Niji hot press has a little tooth, which I like. So it kind of helps to have that. So I'm going to set these aside because we've got lots of things to make today. My favorite, holidays are my favorite makey days. And I just love it. So I'm going to show you today some, well, I'm going to show you how I made the luminaries. And also, if I have time, I'm going to show you how I made this tree. And if we don't have time, I do have a video on my YouTube channel that's up on how to make this tree. This is using a 6-inch piece of paper, the craft paper, actually, our Yasutomo craft paper. These, is there a link for those bowls? They look very handy. Are you talking about these little trays? Yes, absolutely. Yasutomo, these are little sumi ink. They're just little ceramic they're WC210, I think. Anyway, Phoebe could put the product number, but they're just little ceramic dishes that you can stack. You can keep a bunch of them and then just use them for various things like mixing colors or putting little tiny tchotchkes, little things that you need to use for your making goodies. And then I don't know if I'll have time either, but I just put the thing on the video on how to make these, and I think we did these last year. But I love to make angel gift tags because they look beautiful on the candles. So I kind of like to do this ahead of time. Create the little extras, the gift tags, and then I start to make the gifts, and then I like it all to kind of match. So I'm going to put these to the side, and what you're going to need is the thing that I like to use. I'm just going to put this out right now. I've got a little, this is a Blick palette, studio palette. And the reason I like it, it tears off, like there's other brands, but I like this one because it's like a sheet of paper and you can just use it as a glue surface or, painting surface, and it doesn't mess your table up. Just going to clean that up. Okay. And then I have it there so that when I start making a mess, it stays right on that. Especially when I start using the star of the show today, I think anyway, is nori paste. Let me just scooch all these out of the way. Well, actually, I'll show you these first. So this is one that I made, the first one I made with, I wrapped it in some gel printed paper. And then I used some tissue, some usagami, and I collaged over that so you can see it kind of disappeared. The little shapes disappeared because I used a matte medium to do that. I used nori paste to attach the paper, the washi paper, and that is what makes it so easy to make these candles or luminarias because the nori paste you don't have issues with the tearing, or you have repositionable time, and it's just really, really, really handy. So this one was the first one I made, and I thought this was kind of fun, and I added just a little bit of twine at the top. And then the second one, where is it? I made these, and I haven't really finished them yet. They're beautiful, but I need to make them more gifty. So they're not gifty yet. They're just there. They're just in their plain. So what I might do is do a gift tag, which I plan. Actually, let me just show you kind of what I do it. So let's say I want to do this one. I think would be pretty with that. And then I'm going to take a little bit of this. This is some baker's twine that I got in gold. I mean, sorry, silver. And I also have gold. So you can see I bought these on Amazon. I love them. It's metallic baker's twine, totally cool. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap, just take this around the top of this is and these are prayer candles, plain prayer candles. You can buy them at the grocery store. If they have labels on them, you're going to have to soak them off, and it's a little bit more difficult. But the plain ones I was able to find at my local grocery store, and they're really, and you don't want the embossed kind that have an embossing on them. I'm going to move this move this just a little bit this way. There we go. So all I'm going to do with this one, this is like an easy done thing. I'm just going to take this twine and wrap it around a couple of times so that I kind of have a thick amount of twine, right? Like that. And then, and then I'm going to just tie it one knot, like one slip knot or one tie. And then I'm going to stick my tree on there. So that basically it's a gift tag and an ornament, kind of doubles as that. And then you can do a regular knot, or you can just do, there's other things. I'm going to show you what else I like to do with that. So that sort of finishes that off. But if you want to, and I don't want to show you the whole processes, but if you want to decorate your twine like I did with these, you can use these little stars, and these are just punched out stars out of metallic cardstock. And then I'm going to add that to these just to kind of finish it off. I'm just not going to do it today in front of you because that would take too long. It's kind of tedious, but that's basically how you finish your pieces. Now, then here we go. I'm going to do the fun part. So first I'm going to show you, and I wanted to show you, I hope to show you how to make this box. This has a lot of candy in it, and it's a box that I made out of a gel printed Mashi Hosho, so it's a little bit thicker. It has a heavy body to it, and then I added some stickles to it, and then one of these folded hearts, and I really love this. And and you'll see what's in it. Of course, it's going to be hard to open because it's sticking. I'm not going to open that right now. This one, same box with some scrapbook paper, kind of a thicker cardstock scrapbook paper. I fan folded some double-sided origami collage of our new series, and then I painted the box because it looked very plain, and the box had some cracks on the sides because sometimes paper, kind of heavier paper, can crack if it's not made for origami. But this one I painted first with the red sumi ink, and then splattered with gold, and had a lot of fun decorating that. So that is, that's the fun thing. You can just keep going and going, but this is how they open up. They're just really handy. This box was designed by Gay Merrill Gross. She passed away earlier this year. Very wonderful origami designer and a storyteller. She was a kind human being. And she gave me, years ago, when I saw her at a convention, she gave me the diagram for this box. And I showed it with some ladies, my group of origami ladies, earlier this week. And I thought I would just tell you, this is already on my YouTube channel, but if you let me know in the chat if you want me to show you how to make this, and I will show you. Also, if you want to know how to make the tree, but I'll start with moving all this out of the way. I'll start with the luminaries because that's I want you to see how nori paste works. Okay, so we got the plain candle. It doesn't have anything on it. I think it had a little sticker label right here, and it still has some tackiness to it, but it's not going to show. So this is an 8-inch tall by, I don't know what the diameter is, but the way I measured it is I wrap the paper around it, and then I mark the seam, and then I cut it to size. And the size of these, so if you were to get this size candle, the size is 7 1/4. I don't know. Let's see. I'm gonna have to grab my ruler. So this one is 7 inches by 8.5. Now I make it longer because I like to do a little technique to finish the bottom so that your bottom is finished, so you don't have raw edges showing. Box request noted. Okay. All right. So first thing you do is this is the 6H pad with a smaller sumi pad that Yasutomo has, and I love this color. I think I'm going to I like this a lot. So it's very subtle. Doesn't it's just pretty. And if I look through it, you can't see me doing this, but if I look through, I see a lot of light coming through it. So it's going to be beautiful with the candle lit. And what you do is you start with your paper upside down or pattern side down, and you're going to use some nori paste. This is the star. I love this stuff. So nori paste, you can get it in a huge jar like this. This is the studio jar. This is the regular, like large jar, 10 ounce. We have smaller amounts too. But I'm going to use the bigger jars. And what I did is I actually put a bunch of it in one of these little dishes. And I've had this thing probably for 8 months or so, and I put water in it so that it's just the right consistency because the paste is a little thick for what I'm going to do. It's nice, but it is thick, and I like to thin it a little bit. So I just add a little bit of water, and what I like to do is add distilled water, and I just stir it up, and it's ready to go. And there it is. It's good stuff. The next thing I do with this is I take a little spray bottle and I spritz my paper. And the reason I do that is I want it just to expand. I want those fibers to expand. I'm going to move all my little goodies out of the way. Okay. So it expands just a little bit. I mean, I can get it even wetter than that. I can just, so that it almost becomes transparent. I won't need to do that all the way. Now, the one thing I'm going to do, okay, I got this brush, the Fusion brush. I'm going to use it for glue. I love this Fusion brush. I'm finding I'm using it more for gluing than anything else. It's just a great glue brush, but you can use it for watercolor and everything else, mixed media, gel medium. But this paste is now kind of, it's not runny. So just to show you, it's not running off my brush, but it is more of a self-level. It's a little bit more self-leveling. So I'm going to start by applying the paste from the center. And this is how you would fuse, like if you were to use this to make fuse two pieces of paper together, you would do it this way, just like I'm doing now. I would just start with the paste in the center and then move my way out to the edges. And I don't need a whole ton of paste, but I want to make sure it's coated so that I don't have any dry spots. So I'm just going to kind of move it along the whole paper and get it all the way to the edges, and then just go to just do the whole thing. There. Now I'm hoping I do have time. I'll start with I'm going to make the box first. We'll see if I have time to do the tree. But like I said, I did just recently upload, like this week. I think it was Tuesday. So it's my most recent uploads. I uploaded them because I had shared these in the past couple of weeks with my origami group, and I needed to, I just thought, well, it's fresh in my memory since I just shared it. So I put it up on YouTube, and I thought, in case you all wanted to know how to make them, you can go there, or today I can also demonstrate. So either way, whatever works. So I've got some paste on there, and I'm going to just pick it up. I'm going to take it off my paper like this. And the lovely thing about nori paste is it's not going to my hands aren't going to get sticky. It's a beautiful paste. It's repositionable until it dries, or there's a reposition time. And what I like to do is take the thing, and I'm just going to kind of put it on there. I don't have to worry about, see how it's crooked, no worries. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just move it right now. See how it slides? I don't know if you can see that, but I'm going to line it up to the top, and I'm able to just slide it, and I'm just going to take that and smooth it out and making sure that it's lined up, and then I can just kind of adjust. You can see I can go all the way to that place, and if I were to use regular glue, what would happen, right? It just would be a nightmare to try to use regular glue or even gel medium because it becomes sticky right away, and this does not. So I have time to reposition, and you can see I'm doing that right now. I'm just kind of getting it so that it's even. And then once I've laid it, got it to where I like it. Oh, I love this color. I think I'm going to keep this one. Sometimes I like, oh, it's going to be a gift, and then I end up keeping it. Terrible, terrible. But if I make enough of them, then now you see the wrinkles. Now you can make those wrinkles on purpose if you want. And what am I going to talk about? Okay. So I'm gonna read that. Somebody, yeah, I will talk about whatever you want me to talk about. So I'm gonna just fix this. See what I'm doing is I'm just kind of pulling this down because I did get it a little off. But the cool thing is I'm able to do that. Um, if I did this on regular paper, it would already be wrinkled and ruined. But here I'm able to smooth those wrinkles out and even the top up a little bit. But that's kind of how you do it. You just kind of now, and it's not too sticky. It's not sticky at all. I'm just smoothing it out with my hands. And really, if there's wrinkles on it, that's probably not a bad thing. I think it looks kind of more handmade, but I'm fussy. I don't like my stuff to look like, I want it to look magical. So I don't like to have obvious wrinkles, but wabi sabi, imperfection is actually good, right? We have to embrace imperfection instead of fighting it. But I'm fighting it now, but that's okay because it's okay. I can do it. Now at the top here, I'm seeing that I've got all the little bits, little wrinkles out. And then what I want to do is you can see I've got like the bottom is not finished yet. It's still raw back there. So here's what I'll show you how to do. Oh, the links. Yay. We are deserving of gifts. Thank you. So I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to go right to the edge of my glass like this. And I'm going to cut about a half an inch or a little bit less or more. I mean, 5/8 or so. And I'm just cutting little like slits all the way to the glass. So I'm using the glass to stop my scissors. And see how I'm just kind of making little notches. And this is how they do the washi eggs in Japan. They do this. This is how you get around odd shapes. And you make the little thingies, and then you just start. It doesn't matter where, but I'm going to start right here. And you just lay them down, and then they just they fall down. Oh, and they overlap each other. And you can see they just kind of lay, and they go in this perfect circle, which is amazing. So I'm just going to bring that down. And there, see, isn't that beautiful? It's all finished. I mean, I could put a little sticky thingy. And yes, thank you, Elka, for mentioning that. Yes, through Grouper, it's for, it is kind of a healthcare it's sort of a benefit like silver sneakers for people who are with different health insurance plans. And they have all kinds of goodies they have all kinds of classes. Origami happens to be one of them, and then painting and drawing and all kinds of good stuff. So there it is. I got that pretty much done. Now, what I like to do is I really like to smooth it, and I kind of, while it's still moving on the glass, I just really like to smooth out any wrinkles and bubbles that might be there. And I just take a look at it, and then, because once it's dry, it's not going to move. I'm not going to be able to move it. So that's a pretty candle. So that one I'm just going to let go, leave it alone. So you can see how easy it is now. Then I also I actually took out some more washi paper and stamped my signature and then did that. I thought that was fun. I'll probably do that to those for the ones I gift. And you can do at this point, after it's dry, you can do all kinds of stuff. You can collage, like on this one, I collaged with tissue paper. This one I stamped with some acrylic paints, I think, stamped, and then with the art foamies that Wendy Solganic made, and then I put them on, and then I splattered it with the paper I used on the candle. This one happens to be 6H, the smallest washi pad that we have. And some of the candles I do with 6JM, which is the larger pad, and the larger pad is thinner. So the 6 and then more translucent actually. So you get a more translucent look. If you would have more light coming through on the candle if you do it like this. And the glass colored candles, of course, are the only thing I would recommend, because glass, you don't want to put it on a wax candle because it is paper. Paper's flammable, and if you don't want to burn the paper. So that's my tip for you. So now I'm going to so I always leave these upside down to dry like that until they're dry, completely dry, and then I'm ready to do my next thing. Now, the best thing to get, so if you can't find the prayer candles, I found these little luminary, like small little, oh, I don't know what they are. They're like cylindrical. So cylindrical is the best because if you get one that has a little, like a, see how it's a little wider at the top and narrower at the bottom? You can do it, but it's a little harder to do. It's a little weirder to do. You can do it, but it's just a little bit, it's a little more difficult because you have to get this straight across and then this is narrow. And so I like a total, just for ease, I like a cylinder. And I found these off Amazon and they came with these little, they're kind of cool. They come like this. So you get two into one. So you can actually you've got several, you can make, the bigger one, the smaller one, you can make, like in this one, the one I made was, I made this one today and I love it. It's with some 6JM. It's the thinner paper, so it's a lot more see-through. And then I used the Usagami, where I'd stamped the little images with gold and put it over that. And then I added on this one, I added some Usagami. And I just started to do something. I'm going to show you how I did that. These are so cute. This is using the sumi ink nesting, but I love that. They're like little nesting things, and they're really cute. So you can give them as by themselves or as a gift. And the way they wrapped it was nice because it keeps it from shattering. But so I'll just show you quickly how kind of this one. Let's see, is it this one? I did, yeah, I want to do one of these because I like taking the insides and creating just like is a gift that kind of keeps like instead of just a plain clear thing, I thought it'd be fun to decorate even the nesting protector, candle protector, or whatever that is. It's just another little element to it. So the same thing here. This is some usagami that I had done, I don't know when we were together, and I'm just gonna put some, I didn't even wet it this time. I'm just brushing the glue on because the glue has enough moisture to to spread the um, to spread the fibers. And of course, if you give it a little time, just let those fibers spread. That's all you need to do. And then you just you just take your paper and you can take it. I'm going to do it on this little one. And I'm going to do it. I want to see which side I want. This side. I want this side. Okay, so I'm just going to put it on the glass, and you can see when I'm doing this, I'm just going to put it on, and and you'll see there's like that extra, the same way I did the other, is I leave that extra, and I just kind of wrap it around. I just measured it to fit basically, and it has a little overlap because the paper stretches. So I'd like to go below the little rim of the glass so that it's not poking out. So I just kind of go right below that little rim, and then once I've got that situated, then I can do the same thing. Now this paper is a lot more delicate, so I'm going to be really careful when I cut these little notches, but it can be done. You just have to just do it carefully. You cut your little notches in the paper, and then just take your paper and do the same thing. Just take it one piece at a time and just lay it over, kind of like that. I just love this thing. I love doing this. It's always so satisfying. Now the little pieces are, there we go. They're kind of piling up and it's getting a little crazy. I just don't want to tear the tissue, and I so far haven't done that. But yeah, you got to just it's delicate when it's still wet. And now I'm just going to kind of like pull and see, it's got a little bit of a tear there, but no big deal. It just kind of, oh, and I got to fix that. Do you see how I'm able to rearrange with the nori? I love that I can do that. Now that one I'm going to love because it's going to just be really expressive inside one of these little one of the larger cylinders. But isn't that pretty? I just love that. So, so paper clips, Q-tips, yeah, I love that idea. Oh, yes. Just fun little ways for storage that makes you happy. Yeah. So I like that. I'm going to I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to show you something that I did. So I've already showed you now the nori paste fun. I'm going to put this, and if you have any questions about how nori paste, oh, thank you. I'm going to just, Any questions, please ask. So this is the same paper I just did, just did it. It's dry now. I didn't do, in this one, I did not add a thing, which I regret. Well, no regrets, right? But I did, if I can find it, I cut out I cut out something. Here it is. If I wanted to, I could add more. I could cut this to a smaller circle and add the bottom, but it's not that big of a deal. I'm going to leave it like that. I could put a little my name or something on the bottom, maybe. I don't know. But what I wanted to show you is what is really cool about this using the paste. Not the paste. I'm sorry, the sumi ink. So I'm just going to take a Q-tip and I'm going to take the gold. I'm going to shake it up. So the translucent paper is 6JM. Yes, it's a more transparent or translucent. It's thinner than the 6H. 6H has a little like the GSM. I'm sure maybe if you could write the weight of each of those, that would be awesome. The weight is just a little different. So I'm going to take my little, actually, where did that go? I was going to use my little kitty dish, but I was also going to use my little ceramic dish wherever I put it. Oh, there it is. I'm going to put, there's one, there, this one. So these are meant for sumi ink. That's what they're made for. So I'm going to shake it up and I'm going to put a little bit of gold. I'm not going to put much. You don't need much. This stuff goes a long way. And then I'm just going to take my gold, my Q-tip, and I'm just going to add some little dots of different kind of dimension or different, what's the word? Different pressure so that it get different size dots. I'm just going to kind of go along. Now, if they're raised up, and that's okay, but if you want to blot them, you can actually blot them like here. I'm taking a little extra that I got off of that. I'm going to put it on this one. Same over here. I've got a little too much, so I'm going to add a little here. But you can really have fun with this, just kind of like creating a decorative, fun little patterns. I'm just going to put some off there, maybe here. And just use your Q-tip as your painting brush and just kind of make little fun dots. That's one thing you can do with the ink. Of course, you can paint with it. And I like to mix it now. I'm starting to find out that you can mix it with watercolors, and it's amazing what it does. I'm going to show you today if I have time. Got to make sure I'm halfway through, so I have time to. I'm going to be able to show you everything. Yeah, that's enough, I think, for that. I might even add a little bit more here, just in the spot. So this is done, and I'm going to let that sit. And this paint or this ink, it's not a paint, it's an ink. It actually has got some acrylic resin. I think I talked about it last week. It is water resistant, but not waterproof. So the way to make it waterproof, and someone talked about it last time we were together. I don't know if you're here today. I love that. So isn't that pretty? That's going to be so pretty. So the white design is not a stencil. It is just this white design is me making white, just mark circles into circles with white paint using a fine tip applicator. And same with this. Oops, it's still wet. But this is the same idea. Just one is circles and one is scribbles. Okay. Yay. So I'm going to let that dry. And this one I think this one's going to look really good with that one. And so while I have it, whoops, I wanted to show you, let's see, where's my paper? Just a quick thing I wanted to show you while I have a little paper here, and just going to grab a little watercolor, and then we'll just grab this. And I wanted to try something else because I'm in this mood to try some new things, and I do this every time we get together. So I'm going to just do something here without the tape. I'm going to make like a rectangle wash-like thing. In fact, I'll probably do it with my fusion brush. I'm just going to take some paint, and I think I'm going to use some blue paint, and I'm going to try something I have not tried using this paint. This is our Niji Studio set. I'm just going to do it here. I'm going to put some of the gold, I'm going to mix some of that gold with the blue. It's going to be really gorgeous. And then I'm going to do another thing to it. which I thought would be fun to try because this is the place to play. So I'm going to take a little granulation medium. This happens to be Winsor Newton, and they make it. And I'm going to just stick some granulation medium in this right here. Just three little tiny drops. And this is the needle applicator, by the way, Melinda, that I used. This I just filled it with white acrylic paint, and that's how I got those lines. Okay, so now I've got some granulation medium in the gold. I mean, sorry, in the blue, and I'm going to just going to make a rectangle. I'm going to try to get it kind of like right there. And I'm just making a rectangle. This time I'm not putting that line through it. I just want to sort of a tag. I'm making like a little gift tag. And I don't see any granulation yet, but I'm sure it will show up. And just making it doesn't have to be a perfect rectangle, but it's a rectangle. And make it a little longer than my normal. Like that. Okay. So next thing is I'm going to take this paint and I'm going to just the gold that's already in there because I don't want to waste any. And I'm just going to put it in this and I'm watching it pushing. It's pushing the, let me get this out of the way. It's pushing the blue out of the way. I'm just going to put it down the middle a little bit like this. And you can see, I don't know if you see this, but it's kind of like pushing it out. It's sort of shoving it out of the way a little bit. And I'm going to add a little water to that. It needs a little water. And I'm just going to just drop it in there and I'm going to see how that all lives. We'll look at it in a little bit. It's a little different now that since I did put the granulation medium, it's acting a little different, but I love that effect. I think it's fun. I'm just going to add a little more right there. I'm going to let that sit and then we'll look at it when it dries. I just wanted to play with that a little bit. Okay. So now, and then and when you're working with this, because it is water resistant, this dries like in the ceramic, unlike watercolor, it will kind of dry. It takes a little work to get it out. It's not perfect, but it will work. It will clean out eventually. It just may take a little bit more elbow grease. Okay. So what was I going to show you? I wanted to show you wanted to know how I folded. Oh, before I do that, I want to do some splattering. And let's see, what am I going to splatter on? I'm going to splatter on this. It needs splattering. It just needs it. And I found that if I use a box, because splattering can get all over the place, as you know. I'm going to grab this little box. I'm going to call this it's just a shallow box. I'm going to call it my splatter box because it's better to contain your splatters a little bit. I'm just going to scooch that out of the way, but I'm just going to put it right here. The granulation medium. Yes, this is the stuff. It increases granulation of color. And I know a couple brands probably make this, other brands, but you can try using salt and different things to make your own. But this is nice that it's already made up. And we're going to see how that looks. But it's something you can add to our watercolors because Niji watercolors don't have any granulation because they're pure. The pigments are really clean, and there's no of that granulation, which I tend to love. I'm seeing the granulation. It's almost like I poured salt on it. You see that? So, but wait for it to dry. It's going to be totally different. So just wait. We'll wait. Patience, patience, right? So I'm going to take a little bit of this gold. I love the gold. And I'm going to just do just a little bit of splattering. I might have showed you this last week, but I'm going to just quickly show you again because I love doing it. And I'm going to take this brush, and if you don't splatter, you can even paint directly onto you can even just, if you want to have a controlled look instead of like splattering, which I think I showed you last week. So today I'm just going to put some dots or little speckles, like as if I spattered it. You can do that as well. See, I'm just kind of, now I think I might have already put some gel medium on or some matte medium on this. Probably did. Then if I did, that's not going to be permanent. I love that. I think that looks really pretty. It's doing pretty well. It's sticking pretty well. The one thing I can do after this dries is I did find out, thank you for whoever uh, talked about it last week or had me try it was the Dorland's wax medium does seal your, it seals it up really well. So I'm just going to kind of let these little bits here. You can splatter though. If you want to splatter here, I'll show you the splatter. Splattering is another, it's just a fun thing, but it does tend to get everywhere. I don't know. There's some people that do a really good job of it, but I tend to let it gets everywhere for me. But it's a beautiful effect if you like that look. And if you can try to make it look like you splattered it like here. Oh, there we go. I splattered. There we go. Splatter, splatter. That looks pretty. So that's how you do that. Just a little more splattering. Can't have too much. And then I'm gonna let that dry. And then what I'll do is because I can't put a medium over this, I want it to be waterproof, smudge proof. So I'm gonna put some Dorland's wax medium over this after it completely dries, and then it will seal. So let me get, now I want to do the paper. Now that I have a clean area, I can show you the box. And the box and the other thing. So I'm gonna grab, because I didn't really prepare, I'm gonna grab a piece of paper. Right. This is a paper that's 8.5 by 11. So you're gonna, or you could, and I don't have a piece of washi paper ready, so I'm just gonna grab a piece of 8.5 by 11. And if you have a piece of 8.5 by 11 paper, there it is. You can use that to fold along with me. It is not hard to do. Okay, so wait a minute here. Okay, how to make sumi ink waterproof. Thank you. So sumi ink is water resistant by nature. This has a acrylic resin and also the black as well. It has like PVA and different things in it. But if you want to make it waterproof, you can use, after it's completely dry, there's two things. You can spray it with a fixative, like a water-based fixative, such as Krylon. You could do that. Or you can use this, is what I'm using, and it's lovely. It's amazing. Dorland's wax medium, you can just, put it on. That's what I did with this one. I put on the wax medium after these splatters dried, and it didn't move them at all. So it was, and it feels shiny. It feels good. Like I can buff this to a shine if I want. After 24 hours, you can really buff the Dorlands, and it creates a waterproof finish on all your papers. And then if you want something that's not going to affect the sheen of your paper, you can use microglaze. Okay, Judikins Microglaze will also work. It doesn't affect the finish of your paper. It doesn't make it too doesn't make it shiny. Okay, so I hope I got that. Yes, water resistant. So the question, how do you make? I hope that helped to make 100% waterproof. And of course, like right now, this Dorland's wax medium. If I were to take my brush, I'm just going to show you how it is waterproof. Oops, I don't want to get my paper wet back here. See, I'm going to just put some water. See how it's totally beating up that water? It's not going in. That's Dorland's wax medium. That's what I would use. But make sure you put an even coat on it. Yeah, totally perfect. So just an even coat, a generous amount of it. Brush it on with a brush that you would only use for the wax medium. You don't want to really get it on your hands, even though I do it all the time. I don't endorse that. Does have a and so what it says, the description is waterproofing protective top coat for watercolor, gouache, acrylic, and oils, and more. It seals the artwork against moisture and protects against smudging and dust. Increases color depth, all that stuff. So it says to wait 24 hours after you apply it, and then you can add powdered pigments, dye, and other dry medium, and alcohol inks to tint it as well. So anyway, that's a good thing. Good stuff. There's also another brand. If you don't have that, or if you happen to have, what's that stuff called? I'm going to try to find it here. I know I have it. It's in my mess here. There is another product. It's by Gamblin, and it's some other. It's like a same idea, Gamblin. Anyway, so I don't know. I don't have it, I guess, in my stash anymore. Okay, so I hope that helped. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, so now I'm going to show you this box. It's a magical box by Game Arrow Gross, called the Tree Fairy box. And what you do is you're going to divide the paper into thirds. And the way I'm cheating, because if you divide your, it's almost, say it's 8.5 inches wide. So if you have a 9 by 12 sheet, you can do it 9 by 12. You can go 3 inches, 3 inches. You just want to make a pinch at 3 inches. But because this is 8.5 by 11, I'm going to do a little tiny, like it's a little bit bigger than I think it's like 2 7/8. It's not quite 3 inches. And I'm just gonna, and I have to wing it a little bit, but I'm gonna fold it to that mark I just made. And let's see if that makes a perfect third. I'm not sure it will, but I'm gonna try anyway. I'm gonna fold the next piece to the fold I just made, like that. And that makes a pretty decent thirds. So on an 8.5 by 11, you want to take, it's about 2 7/8 mark to make your thirds. So that's how we got that. Okay, so we've got the 3 folds. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold at the top. I'm going to do a little soft fold right at this, where the little crease is. I'm going to bring the edge to that, but I'm not going to fold. I'm just going to pinch it. And I'm just marking a place. You can see that mark where it is. That is where I'm going to take the bottom edge and I'm going to fold it up to that pinch mark I just made. And I'm not going to go slow today. This can be, when the recording comes out, you can stop and rewind and start, be able to, you can work that through. But I just wanted you to see how it's really quick gift box. So I'm going to turn it over around all the way. And I'm going to make the same fold, that little small soft fold right at this crease. And then I'm going to pinch it right there. And that's going to give me the pinch or the little mark I need. So I'm going to fold it up to this mark I just made. And what you'll notice is you'll see a bottom. This is the bottom of the box right here, that little square in the middle. Then you have these will be the sides and top, or sides, front and back, sides, front and back. So then all you need to do next is, if you hold it in your hand and you see the mountain folds, what you're going to do is, where the mountain folds are, where this little fold starts, this is the bottom. Imagine the square is your bottom of the box. And you're just going to fold that in like this. Just fold it and match it up to the side, and then hold it in your hand while it's matched and crease what's underneath. It's a little clumsy when I'm trying to show it, but you can see I'm just creasing what's underneath like this. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm just going to bring those little mountains together, just bring them together. And then when I do that, I'm going to pinch the paper that's underneath, or crease the paper that's underneath. So I just creased that paper. So you've got one side done, and I'm going to do the same. So it's, you've made boxes before. It's just a large box, box edge. Then the same thing. I'm going to do the same thing on these 2 pieces here. I'm just going to fold that. Just start that fold right there, where the crease, just kind of, line it up, and then crease underneath. And do the same thing on the last piece. And this looks really good with the Mashi Hosho. It's a thicker paper if it's decorated. And I just don't have any decorated Mashi Hosho right now. But it's the weight of the Mashi Hosho is beautiful. It would be beautiful. That's what this is. This is Mashi Hosho that's been gel print. And it feels really sturdy. In fact, it's so sturdy. Yeah, well, it won't come apart because it's sticking. Somebody's going to have a surprise. There's candy in there. So now what you have, you got the box. It's almost there. You can see the box. There's what you're going to put stuff in. And then what you need to do is just fold these little tops down right at the top of edge. Just fold them down. And then fold the top down just like this. Top down. And of course, if you want to decorate your paper ahead of time before you fold it, it looks, it's much better. And thicker paper does work a little better than the thinner. So now I've got these tabs, a tab and a pocket. So it looks like this when you really have, when you're putting something in there, you really don't, you have to, you like this won't fit. I tried and it's just a little too big. So, I had to put smaller items in it. You could probably put this piece if it's dry and it would probably fit. Yes, it will. Okay. So now I'm just going to put my box together. And the way you do that is you put these little pieces together like this and you kind of hold it in your hand and you kind of squish the little sides together like this. And then I'm going to take one of these is going to become a pocket and one's a tab. So you can see I'm going to slide one side into the other. Oops. Just slide that in while your hands are kind of cupping and caressing the box so that it doesn't flip out. And then I'm just going to pushing the sides in a little bit. And then I'm going to just push these pieces together and there. And you can just kind of make a really pretty, it's got a neat shape to it. It's got like a trapezoid shape. You can just, then you can put like an embellishment. Like in this one, I put a fan fold, just an accordion fold that I've, folded in half, double stick tape to glue it on so that when this one comes apart, you still have the top, you have the goodies inside when you do put something in it, and you can just close it back up like so. So it's, the little thing stays on top. And just like on the other one, let's see if I can get that closed. There we go. This one, if I can open it up, thank you. Isn't it cute? I just love it. This one, if I can get it open, so it's ideal. This is going to be like, nobody's going to get this. I'm going to have to tear it apart. For some reason, I don't know if it's because of the paint or I let the stickles, didn't dry the stickles long enough. I don't know. But I really want to show you what's in there. Nope, it's not going to, it's going to have to be, no, it's not going to come apart. So the person who's going to get it's going to have to rip this apart, unfortunately. But this little heart does slide off and on. It's glued on top, but maybe that's why it won't come apart. Anyway, it has some good candy in it. So break in a case of emergency. If you really want candy, you're going to have to ruin the box. That's good for me. I should have that one. Okay. So the other one, do you want me to do the tree? Let me know. We've got 10 minutes or, yep, got 10 minutes to do the tree. If you want me to do the tree, I am going to do the tree. I just want to show you the granulation isn't as pronounced as I thought it would be, but it kind of contained the gold a little bit more than when I just didn't use it. Yes, please. We got tree weight quest. Okay. Got it. So the tree. Now, what I love about the tree, you can use any paper. Like I've got, this is our craft paper. It comes in green. This is pure paper that I gel printed. I love. And it's gorgeous. I might make one out of that. I just want to see it. I want to see it how it looks because it's already decorated. I don't have to do any decorating. But if you want to do a plain sheet, you just, find colors that would work for your tree. Like this would be pretty. Double-sided is nice because you're going to see a little bit of the paper underneath. That's pretty. Oh, there's so many colors, so many things to choose from. This one would probably be a good one so you can see it a little bit better. But there we go. That's the pure paper. Tree, yes, okay. So what you're going to do, excuse me, I'm going to have a little sip of tea because I'm yakking too much here. Yummy. All right. Now what you're going to do is you're going to make, you're going to start your fold with the color side up or the pattern side up. And you're going to fold it in point to point like you're going to make a crane, just like that. You're going to open and you're going to fold it point to point. Now you're going to flip it over. So you've got the two folds. The mountain folds are now they're mountain folds. Oh, 8.5. Okay, so you want to see that? All right, sure. This is Ruby by Maramy. I got it at Walmart. Walmart online. They don't have it in the store that I know of. Ruby by Maramy. That's it. Okay, 67 pounds. It's a little thin. I'd go a little thicker, but it works. It's fine. Okay, so I'm going to fold it now in half this way. And I'm going to open it up and fold it in half again. So we have, this is the basic crane base. Yes, you can thin the metallic sumi inks with water. In fact, you can mix them with watercolor. And I might even just do, Just thin it. Yes, they are thinnable in water. In fact, if you want, if you're putting them in a like a palette like this or a little dish, keep spraying it because it does. Once it dries, it's permanent. It's not going to move. It's not like regular watercolor where you can reconstitute it. Once it's dry, it's not moving, but you can thin it, and it's lovely. Look at that lovely gold, yummy gold stuff. And I want to show you more colors too. So I'm going to collapse this into a base, this is a base, like a square base with basically two flaps on either side. You've got the folded edge, the raw open edge. And I'm going to start my fold on the folded edge, and I'm going to fold it to this place right here, just right to that crease. You can see. And I'm going to fold the other. Ooh, this is going to be pretty. And I'm going to use my little folding tool because you need it. You're going to need something. You need a folding tool. The bamboo one is awesome because I love it. Yes, you will have to go into your laboratory. I love it. The laboratory. Okay, so I'm going to fold the other pieces into that same place, this crease here. Just going to fold those right there. So as if you're making the crane, but you're not, because you're doing it on the folded edge rather than the raw edge. A little different. Okay, so now I've got that. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to do it another fold. I'm just going to fold it to the center, and it gets thick. You feel it. It feels pretty thick. And that's why you need your folding tool. I'm just going to fold that top layer only to the center. And again, I do have that is gel printed. It was gel printed a few years ago. I pulled them out of my stash, and I just used some, gold, mixed it. I just gel printed one layer, and the pure paper is already color. It has already color in it, so it's just a fabulous paper for gel printing. Pure origami paper. We have lots of it coming. We have other colors and other combinations coming next year. I'm really excited about that. We're going to have some more colors to entice you all. So now I'm going to bring. Okay, so you see how it gets really thick. But this basically, the tree is a skinny tree right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this layer. In fact, I'm going to open them up on both sides. Just open that up, what you just folded, and kind of unfurl it. Oops, don't want to unfurl the whole thing now. So now I've got these layers here. Here's this layer here. And I'm going to I've got to take this, I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to make this fold. This fold is going to go on the center there. See that fold? That one is going to have to go right here. And the way I do it is I just take it and you just make it. It's kind of a funny thing. You're going to kind of have to fold it in. It's really funny. That has to go. I'm sorry, it doesn't. This part goes over there. There we go. I just made it flat. I know you didn't get that because I barely got it. So let me do it again. So you're going to take this piece and you're going to open it up, and you want to, you can use your folder to get that in. If you take this and you start to fold it over, and you want this to lay right near, and you want this piece to go kind of under. So I just kind of flip it under using I use my folder to make that happen. You can use an old credit card or smooth butter. Yep, you got it. Love it. So this is the side. This is the tree. You can see the tree is starting to take form. I don't know if you can because it's all colored, but I'm going to do it on this side. Repeat the same thing. I'm going to take this piece. I'm going to open it up, and I want this piece. This mountain is going to go to that. It's going to meet right there. So I'm going to do it. So I'm going to just kind of take it, and it's kind of a rolling tuck and roll. I've never done this before, but it's like a tuck and roll. You just flatten it. And there was a person on YouTube that I saw this somewhere, and I actually linked her description or her video because her video is way better than mine as far as trying to do this part, because I don't want to. It's not impossible. It's not hard at all. It's just that I made it hard. See what I just did? I just kind of take it and I'm folding it, and then I'm just whoop. I want this to show though, so I'm going to tuck this. little bit gets tucked in and then it gets flattened. Because I want that to show. All right, like that. So now the hard part, that was the hardest part. That was like the craziest part. So now I've got I'm going to take these little flaps, these triangle flaps, I'm going to fold them up just like this on both sides. Okay. And then I'm going to, now I've got to fold them backwards. So I've got to fold it backward, just get it out of the way. So there's the trunk. That's the trunk. See, there it is. You can see it. But now what we have, there's the tree. You can see it kind of happening, right? Oh, that's cute. If your views go up, yeah, no kidding. It's one of those videos you will have to watch over and over, start and stop and all that. Now what we need to do is get rid of these. This needs to go away. You could trim that. I'm not going to do that, but you could. You can actually just cut that off, but I'm going to just open this up, and I've got this piece here. This piece needs to move out of the way. So I'm going to roll it up. I'm just folding it up, and it's just going to match the bottom. I've got to kind of make it match this right here. I'm just going to make it kind of, there we go, like that. And I want to line that up along right there. And then, whoops, nope, didn't do that. Got to keep going. Here we go. A little bit better. Okay, so you want to fold that up like this, and then just kind of crease it really well because I'm going to tuck it. I'm going to tuck that fold I just made underneath. Just move it out of the way. Just tuck it under. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm just opening the piece, and so that I have this solid flat area, and then I'm going to tuck it. I'm just going to fold it back, so that it kind of like right along the bottom edge so that it doesn't tear the bottom edge. Let me just get that. Yep, there we go. And then this part right there. And then I want to give that a good crease because I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to move that out of the way. I'm going to just go like, take it and I'm going to slide it behind everything. And then I'm going to roll everything back. There, the tree is finished. I know that was probably hard. To follow along if you were trying to follow along. But don't try to, well, just watch the video. So there's the tree. And you know what I love about this tree? It stands up on its own. Oh, yay. It stands up on its own. And what I love to do, just the fun part is okay, where did I put those things? They're somewhere. There they are. So I take these little bits here, like if I want to do like a gold star and the threads. I wanted to show you this, how I did these. So you can see, this is how I make the tree. So I'm going to take a little gold thread. Actually, I'm going to take some silver thread. I don't like the gold thread that I bought. I bought some gold thread, but it's just too garish. I'll show you what I mean. It's not the right gold. It's more of a red gold. It's not, but I'm going to do silver because a lot of people have tinsel trees, and I'm just going to do silver. So I take my little silver thread, and then what I usually like to do is I'm going to take a little gift, the tree in the box. Isn't that fun? So I'm glad you like it. I'm going to take a piece of Scotch tape or, transparent tape, and I need to get this to hold together because otherwise it wants to go everywhere. I'm just going to do this so that it sort of holds. That's all I need to do. Okay, it's there. It's now anchored. I can even trim some of that off, that extra. And then I'm going to even trim a little bit here so that's not in the way. And now I'm going to take some white glue. It's kind of tedious, but I love what happens afterwards. Oh, nice. Okay, so I'm going to turn this a little closer so you can see it as well a little better. So I've got these stars came from I got a hole punch off of Amazon, and I punched a bunch of cardstock. And this is metallic cardstock. Yeah, metallic scrapbook paper, actually. And just made a bunch of them. Now I'm just going to put a lot of glue on there. And I'm going to lay whoops, that came apart. Uh-oh. Oh, well, I'm just going to wing it again here. All right, I'm just going to lay it down. It's not going to hold. I'd have to sit here and hold it for like 10 minutes. But there, you want to hold it for whatever amount of time to hold it. Oh boy, and then my finger's gonna stick to it probably, but I'm gonna try to hold it. There, okay. I'm gonna put a little bit of glue on top of that string and on the corners of the star. Let's see if it pops apart. I'm gonna try to maybe use my pin. Oops, things are getting everywhere. It's the end of the hour. Okay, so there. All right, it is holding together. Yay! And now I'm gonna take a little glue. Nope, don't need to do the glue on that side. Oh yeah, I do. I'm gonna put a glue on this side because I'm gonna just stick those two stars together. So the first thing I'm gonna do is take the this one or this one. I'm just gonna lay it on top of it like this. I gotta find out where I want to put my tree, where I want it on the end of my tree like that. I don't want to cover up all the tree. So you see how I'm just kind of laying it there? I'm gonna let it kind of hold, give it a little time to bond with your string and the tree and the rest of the tree. And then I'm just gonna use tweezers are good if I can find some. Here we go. Got some little tweezers here because you want to line up your star right on top of the line it up so that you don't have to reposition it. It's not doesn't have an orifice, so I can't really reposition. There we go. So now I'm just gonna just like kind of push down hard because the tree has some dimension to it. And you might even want to use your folding tool just to kind of burnish it down. There we go. I love this. It's so cute. It's just cute. Isn't that adorable? So now I've got a little tree, and if I want to, I can add my little embellishments wherever they are, wherever I put them. Where did I put them? Again, you can add little goodies like the little, or you can put paint little dots on them. I have no idea where I put those things. Oh well, they're somewhere. So, but there you go. It is. Oh, it's after 4. It's after 3. Yeah, it's after 4 my time. Oh, let's see. And now that I've done my thing, okay, another live stream where I've actually gel printed the pure paper. Thank you for that. Thank you, Tamara. You're going to be our assistant. Thank you for that. So you can make little piece like if you want to take your gel or your paint. Let's see, red. Red would be pretty, or blue would be gorgeous. I think blue. I'm going to try a little blue. I'm shaking it up, and it's time for me to sign off in a second here, but I wanted to just show you if I wanted to do this, like creating little, oopsie, so you can make make it decorated like this, just like that. You can make little Christmas ornaments on your tree, and then let that dry before you do any more. Yeah, like that. And you can change the size. Let's see, I'm going to go a little bigger and maybe a little smaller. So you can and then just change it up a little bit. Um, like that. Make them as round as you can, and then you're done. There, I love that. I think the blue is pretty. It adds a little touch of magic, I think. It really kind of helps. I think it makes it really pretty. And I'm going to let that completely, yeah, bling bling, exactly. So, the more bling, the better. So I'm just going to I'm gonna let that dry because it will kind of be the sumi ink can be dimensional if you let it kind of just dry straight up. Like you can see that it's raised. It will have a little dimension if I do that. Not much, but a little bit. And it kind of gives it interest. So there we go. I like that. I'm gonna put one more little piece right there. Just a little dot right there. Okay, that's it. I'm done. All right, everybody. That was so much fun. Thank you, everybody, I'm just going to wave and say hello to everybody. I want to say thank you, Phoebe. Thank you. If everybody's got, hopefully your questions have been answered. We're not meeting next week. Next week is Black Friday. It's a holiday. So we're going to we get together the next week, and thank you. I'm so glad you love it. Thank you. I think it's really cute. I think it turned out really fun. So I had a great time with everybody. I hope you got something out of this. I hope you're inspired, and we will see you in 2 weeks. All right. So everybody have a great, great, great Thanksgiving. All right. See you soon. Bye-bye.